Well, what I'm working on today, well, for the last couple days, is tying the new section of frame into the chassis of the car. Got it pretty well started on the driver's side of the car and getting ready to work over here on the passenger side of the car. Well, with the frame for the new motor back here and the body of the car up here, chassis of the car, I've got to tie this all in so that this doesn't come forward when you slam on the brakes or get rear-ended. Hopefully I never get rear-ended. Basically, I'm going to use a piece of rectangular tubing from there to there, tie it in, but I've got to get through this like I did on the other side. And on this side, I've done a little bit of cheating, kind of made some templates, little sketches on them to lay out some of my cuts. That should make it a little bit easier. And I've also got my template that I made for the reinforcing plate. Whoops, this goes on the other side. This goes on this side. I've got most of the seam sealer scraped away on this side. As you can see, I think the new guy was on the job over here, or it was Monday and he had a heck of a hangover. Look at the difference between the seam sealer right in here, and even though it's all scraped away, you can still see how it was gobbed in there. You can see right down along here, and the seam sealer over here. Nice even bead all the way across. Just a little bit spread out right there. Like I said, sometimes when you come in with a hangover, you just gotta get through it. Well, it's time to start cutting away at it. It's a little bit warm there. Okay, I'm going to get this camera out of here before I destroy it, and I'll rejoin this project in progress. Almost like I've done that before. Doesn't fit on this end yet. Well, when I fit this tube on the driver's side, it was a lot of, put the pen along here and guess at that angle and then guess what angle this would be, and then kind of cut it off and get close and then cut it again and just keep trimming back till I got it pretty close to fitting. But since I've already done one, I already have one made for the driver's side, so I just laid it down onto the cardboard, drew the outline of it, flipped it over, drew the outline each side. That way I have a template to make the one for the passenger side. The passenger side will be an exact mirror image. In other words, I'll lay it upside down. Make that mark, cut it there, and it should fit precisely, more or less. And here it is, marked out, ready to be sparked out. can't believe that cut all the way through like that. And I didn't leave any slag hanging up. Figured I'd have to bang it on the table 3 or 4 times to get it to come apart. Maybe I will learn how to use this thing one day. All right, let's see if we're anywhere near fitting at all. So I'm still gonna have to put the reinforcing plate on this. So that'll raise this up a little bit and stuff like that. But I still got to notch out a little bit more right in here. It won't go all the way down in between there. And it looks like it's gonna have to come off of this side in the back. That way it'll stay over far enough to far enough to still be on this back here. It won't be off too far to that side. Not want to, but we'll see. Once I trim that a little bit, might get better. Not too bad. Got a little too much clearance right there maybe, but still got to get the reinforcing plate down on it, and then we'll see how it goes from there. Now we're going to need an 1/8 inch thick reinforcing plate that looks something like that. We'll just hack it out with a plasma cutter like that. So the first thing I'm going to have to do with this is bend it kind of like this. And for that, I will use my little sheet metal brake. Keep in mind this is an 1/8 inch thick piece of steel and it's a foot long. So it's going to take a little bit of effort to bend this. All right. Before you put the metal in, if you're going to bend real heavy pieces of steel, you got to put this down. Otherwise, pulling up on the arms just tips the brake over on its back. That wasn't an afterthought either. I put that on there originally. I knew it would take some effort to bend 1/8 inch like I wanted the brake to be able to do. You only get one chance at this. You want to get it right. These 2 little knobs in the front, originally made for this purpose right here, 1/8 inch plate, just to keep the front end from raising up. Those weren't afterthoughts either. They were put on originally. All right, so, oh yeah. I'm not as strong as I used to be. It's kind of hard to pull it through 90 degrees, so. All right, here we go. Step up onto this and presto. I think that'll do it. And I'll put a link right up here somewhere to how one acquires a brake like this. Well, something like that. Needs to be trimmed a little along the bottom, a few other things, but we'll get it. So here's where I'm at now. I've cut a few slots in that. I'm going to weld into those slots like I did on the other side. That'll tie it in a little bit better. I know, probably overkill, but that's what it looks like. Time to do some welding. All right, well, now it's time to drop the subframe out. And it may stay out for a little while now. Matter of fact, the next time it goes in, it might go in with the motor. The reason for dropping the subframe is I need to get underneath there and work. Because this comes up at an angle, it's taller than the 3 inches that this box is. So it'll be a little bit below it at the front. And this washer is just slightly bigger than the box. So I had to have a little bit of room for the washer to clear. And I have to put this little piece in there to close up that gap. Goes in there something like that. And then you have the fun of firing up the welder, laying on a creeper, sliding gently underneath here, and spot welding that little piece into place. I put a little handle on it so I could keep it held while I spot welded it. Nothing I love more than laying on a creeper and spot welding. I think that's going to about do it for this video. I believe I've got plenty of video to put something together. I've got the subframe, what do you want to call this thing? Subframe, new frame, partial frame, rear frame, whatever you want to call it. Got it pretty well in place. Still got some bracing and stuff to put on it, but the main frame is there. It's capable of holding itself up. Well, with the help of this X-brace it is. So that wraps it up for this video. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching. Oh, you got to have plenty of extension cords and air hoses when you're doing a project like this so you can trip over them. All right, thanks for watching. Well, I think that's going to about do it for this video. I've got enough stuff to put a video together, and probably all that you want to watch in one sitting.